Good day to everyone. My name is JEZEL BUTON from BEd first year student. So, I'm here in front of you to tackle about the stem cells therapy. So, si Ana nga pala yung nag-report about sa gene therapy. So, ako naman po yung magre-report about stem cells. So, what is the stem cells therapy? So, stem cells therapy is use of stem cells to prevent or to treat a disease or condition. So, I mean to say, the stem cells therapy is the medicine branch na kung saan naka-integrate ang techniques for stem cells technology upang makalikha ng medical products. Sa field na ito is yung paggamit ng scientists ng mga buhay na cells at mga cellular materials upang makalikha ng medical products. So, what are stem cells? Stem cells are special class of cells characterized by their ability to self-regulate. So, it is multiply to generate same kinds of cells and produce progenitor cells, which are committed to give rise to fully differentiated cells. So, I mean to say, yung ang stem cell therapy daw ay gumagamit tayo ng mga relatively na unspecialized or undifferentiated cells na may kakayahang magparami ng kanyang sarili sa undifferentiated state na ito sa loob ng mahabang panahon. So, so next is, most of cells of the body, such as heart cells or stem cells, are committed to conduct a specific function. Ang stem cells is uncommitted and remains uncommitted until it receives a signal to develop into a specialized cells. Kaya nga sabi nga dito is ang stem cells therapy din sa paggamot at pag-iwas sa mga sakit. So, ang stem cells therapy is sinabi ko nga kanina is to prevent a disease. So, ito yung nilikha ng mga scientists para humaba yung buhay ng isang tao or mas makanda yung mga nararamdaman ng mga tao for yung sakit nila. So, katulad nga sa cancer is mas malala. So, ang stem cells is napapansin nyo ba is yung mga doktor is nag-i-inject sila about sa pain kasi para yung cells na bad cells is malalabanan ng kahit papaano. So, ito yung madalas na ginagamot sa mga. So, next is the origin of the term stem cells. The word stem cells were first used by Haeckel in 1868. So, sino nga ba si Haeckel dito? So, Haeckel siya ay German zoologist and artist at saka philosopher of science. So, dito nga niya describe about the origin of multicellular organisms from unicellular organisms. So, sabi ni Haeckel is ang mga cells ay gumagana sa unicellular at multicellular. So ang multicellular na ito yung mga cells na specialized upang magsagawa ng iba't ibang mga function na nagko-collect to support the organism. So, habang naman ang unicellular naman ay nakasalalay sa isang cell lamang para sa lahat ng function nito. So, meron tayong dalawang term of stem cells. So, ito yung embryonic or embryon stem cells at saka adult stem cells. So, first is what is embryonic stem cells? So, embryonic stem cells, as their name suggests, they are derived from embryos, blastocysts, can develop from eggs that have been fertilized in vitro in an in vitro fertilization clinic and then donated for research with informed consent of the donors. So, ibig sabihin nito is the cell in the body. So, these stem cells ay nagbibigay daan sa mga stem cells na magamit upang buuin o ayusin ang diseased tissue at organs ng isang tao. So, ito ay nagmula sa embryo. So, ito ay hanggang 3 at 5 na araw ang edad. At saka, ang stage of embryo is called a blastocyst. So, ano nga ba yung blastocyst na sinasabi ko? So, ang blastocyst ay isang cluster na nabubuo o nahahati at naghihiwalay. So, sa kalaunan ito ay naging structures na nagproprotekta at nagpapalusog sa pagbuo ng fetus. So, ang embryonic ay maaari itong hatiin sa mas maraming stem cells. or maging ng uri ng stem cells sa ating katawan. So tandaan natin, ang embryonic stem cells ay na-allow to use to repair a diseased tissue at organs natin. So next is the adult stem cells. So what is adult stem cells? Adult or somatic stem cells exist throughout the body after embryonic development and are found inside of different types of tissue. And these stem cells have been found in tissue such as brain, bone marrow, blood vessels, skeletal muscles, skin, and the liver. Sinasabi dito is the adult stem cells or somatic stem cells ay mga walang pagkakaiba-iba na mga cells na maaaring matatagpuan sa maraming iba't ibang tissue sa buong katawan ng halos lahat ng organisms. So, kabilang ang mga tao ay hindi tulad ng embryonic stem cells na maaaring anumang cell sa katawan. So, tinatawag itong pluripotent. At ang isang adult stem cells ay matatagpuan sa wide range of tissues na nag-i-include or skin, heart, brain, liver, and bone marrow. Ito ay karaniwan na pinaghihigpitan upang maging anumang uri ng cell, tissue, or organ ng kanilang tinitirahan at tinatawag din itong multipotent. So yung adult stem cell is which exists in the tissue of decades ito ay nagsisilbing palitan ng mga cell na nawala sa tissue kung kinakailangan tulad ng paglaki ng bagong balat ng tao sa araw-araw. So next is, meron tayong two types of adult stem cells. It is the hematopoietic stem cells and bone marrow stromal cells. So first is, what is the hematopoietic? So ito yun. Hematopoietic is the immature cells that can develop into all types of blood cells, including white blood cells, red blood cells, and platelets. So hematopoietic stem cells are found in the peripheral blood and the bone marrow, also called blood stem cells. So mean to say, yung meaning ito is, ito daw ay immature cells. Immature cells at blood cells na ginawa o binuo ng isang rare population ng hematopoietic stem cells na kung saan ay maaaring dumami ito sa pamamagitan ng self-renewal. So, at pagkakaiba-iba nito upang magawa ang functional maturation. Mula sa hematopoietic is hanggang sa mature na cell. So, merong ilang intermediate progenitor cells. So, ang mga cells na ito ay maaaring magpakita ng mga katangian na cells na kung saan ang ating platelets ay highly generative tissue na dahil sa maikling buhay nito at ang paggalaw ng mga blood cells upang mapanatili ang pag-develop ng ating dugo. So cycle B is the bone marrow stromal cell. So, what is the bone marrow? So, bone marrow stromal cells are the progenitors of skeletal tissue that components such as bone cartilage and the hematopoiesis supporting stromal and adipocytes. So, meaning to is ito daw ay importante sa part na buto na kumukontrol sa tissue. Ang bone marrow ay maaari ding maisip bilang immune organ. So ito yung ating immune system na kung saan ay tayo ay hindi tayo magkakasakit, hindi tayo matatanda. So ito ay dahil naglalaman ito ng maraming ibatay na nagtatago ng malaki bilang ng mga immune factor. So, the bone marrow stromal cells ay tumutukoy sa isang grupo ng mga multipotential heterogeneous na members. Ito ay sa loob ng bone marrow na kumikilos bilang stem progenitor cells. So, ang bone tissue at hindi direktang responsable. At ang cells na ito is maaaring mag-iba ng phenotype at kabilang ang iba't ibang uri ng cells na magkakasama-sama na bumuo sa skeletal structure. At kapag ang mga sakit sa dugo ay nangyayari, is may sponsor na ito na nagpapabaya sa kanilang tungkulin sa pagsuporta ng pag-unlad ng sakit. At lalo na matutuklasan ang maibigay nila upang makamit ang satisfactory na nakakagamot na umiepekto.
So next, the potency. So what is the potency? Potency is the stem cells are categorized by their potential to differentiate into other types of cells. So ito ay range ng differentiation ng mga stem cells. So ito ay ang stem cells na may mataas na potency ay mas mataas din kakayahang makalikha ng mas maraming cell type. So kaysa sa ibang cells na mababa ang potency. So based sa potency is meron tayong totipotent. So totipotent is the ability to differentiate into all possible cell types. So examples are the zygote formed at egg fertilization at the first few cells that result from the division of the zygote. So ito ay mga single cells na kung saan maaaring magmula ang isang buong organism. So ito nga halimbawa is ito yung ating zygote na bumubuo bilang kakaunti na cells habang nabubuo yung ating resulta for the first cells for the cells cell types. So second is the pluripotent. Pluripotent is the ability to differentiate into almost all cell types. So it is examples include adult lymphoid or myeloid stem cells. So ito ay mga cells na may kakayahang makalikha ng three germ layers ng isang embryo tulad ng inner cells, mass sa isang blastocyst. So sinabi nga natin yung ibig sabihin ng blastocyst. So pangatlo yung pangatlo. So pangatlo is the multipotent. Multipotent is the ability to differentiate into a closely related family of cells. So ito yung kayang mag-differentiate sa family of the cells. So examples include hematopoietic. So ito yung hematopoietic examples. So from the adult stem cells that can become red and white blood cells or platelets. It is the related of the adult stem cells described to you. So pang-apat is ito yung oligopotent. So it is the ability to differentiate into few cells. So example is the adult lymphoid or myeloid stem cells. So unipotent is the ability to only produce cells of their own type but have the property of self-renewal required to get labeled as stem cells. So examples include adult muscle stem cells. So yung unipotent is kaya nito mag-produce ng cells sa kanyang sarili. Tapos ito ay magre-renew bilang mga label ng mga cells na kung saan is dito pumapasok sa muscles natin. So next is the uses of stem cells. So it is the leukemia. Leukemia is for over 30 years. Bone marrow has been used to treat cancer for patients with conditions such as leukemia and lymphoma. And this is the only form of stem cell therapy that is widely practiced. So ito nga. So being 30 years is ito yung ginagamitan. So ito nga So sa mga leukemia is napapansin ko is merong ini-inject yung doktor na yung mahabang karayom, tapos ini-inject nila para yung blood cells daw ay malalabanan at ito ay mas maano yung sakit ng isang tao. So ito yung chemotherapy. So during chemotherapy is the most growing cells are killed by the cytotoxic agents. It is the side effect of the conventional chemotherapy strategies that the stem cells transplant atoms to reverse. A donor's healthy bone marrow reintroduces functional stem cells to replace the cells lost in the host body during treatment. So, kinakailangan ito. So yung mga chemotherapy is ito yung mga ito yung chemotherapy, ito yung gamot para malabanan ang cancer. So, yung mga tao is, yung may sakit na ito is naghahanap sila ng donor for the bone marrow transplant para ma-survive ng kahit papaano yung sakit ng isang tao for the leukemia. So, next is the neurodegeneration. So it is the brain and spinal cord injury. So, it is a stroke and traumatic brain injury lead to cell death characterized by a loss of neurons and oligodendrocytes within the brain. So, yung stem cells is nakakatulong for the stroke and the brain injury lead to cell death. So yung kung may stroke ng tao is namamatay yung daluyan ng dugo. So, yung stem cells is nakakatulong for the lead to cell death. So, yung mga ibang cells is kumakalat para mabuhay yung namatay na cells or the blood cells na nasa utak. So, for the heart is the stem cells therapy for treatment of myocardial infarction usually makes use to autologous bone marrow stem cells is a specific type of all. However, other types of adult stem cells may be used, such as adipose-derived stem cells. So, next is the possible mechanisms of recovery include generation of heart muscle cells and stimulation of growth of new blood vessels to repopulate damaged heart tissue, and secretion of growth factors and assistance via some other mechanisms. So, next is the blood cell formation. So, blood cells formation is the fully mature human red blood cells may be generated ex vivo by hematopoietic stem cells, which are precursors of red blood cells. In this process, HSCs are grown together with stromal cells, creating an environment that mimics the conditions of bone marrow. The natural site of red blood cells growth, erythropoietin, a growth factor, is added, causing the stem cells to complete terminal differentiation into red blood cells. So, ito yung pinalaki ko kanina for the blood cells. Red blood cells and white blood cells, or for the platelets. So, next is the blindness and vision impairment. So, since 2003, researchers have successfully transplanted corneal stem cells into damaged eyes to restore vision. And sheets of retinal cells used by the team and are harvested from aborted fetuses, which some people find objectionable. When these sheets are transplanted over the damaged cornea, and the stem cells stimulate renewed repair, eventually restore vision. So, next is the pancreatic beta cells. It is the diabetes patients loss of the function of insulin producing beta cells within the pancreas. So, dito is about for the diabetes or nawawalan ng products yung dugo is ito yung nagpo-produce or tumutulong for the repair of the cells yung mga cells na nawawala. So next is the wound healing. Stem cells can also be used to stimulate the growth of human tissues. In an adult, wounded tissue is most often replaced with scar tissue. It is a possible method for tissue regeneration in adults is to place adult stem cell seeds inside the tissue bed soil in a wound bed and allow the stem cells to stimulate differentiation in the tissue bed cells. So, it is about to wound healing. So, dito pumapasok yung stem cells na bumubuo for the tissue. So, dito pumapasok kapag yung sugat natin is nababalutan ng ating balat. So, it is the help of the stem cells to to allow the stimulate yung maalaw na mag-stimulate yung mga stem cells na hindi gumagana. So next is it is the last day is infertility. Infertility is the human embryonic stem cells have been stimulated to form spermatozoon like cells yet still slightly damaged or malformed. It's called potentially treat azoospermia.
Nagtatapos ang aking report about stem cells therapy. So, bago muna tayo matapos, is i-discuss ko muna or i-describe yung impact ng stem cells in the society. So, ito yon. So, yung impact ng stem cells in the society is on technology of medical and dental practice ay malawak. Ang pagsusuri sa stem cell ay hindi lamang magbibigay ng kondisyon para sa mga hinaharap na therapy. Ngunit magbubunyag din ng mga natatanging insight sa nangungunang organisms ng sakit. And sa kalaunan ay ang pag-unawa ng technology na ang stem cells ay kinakailangan para sa clinician sa hinaharap. So, dito din nagbibigay sila ng idea ng stem cells biology para sa nagsasanay na clinician. So, ito lamang ay isang pagsusuri na magbibigay ng informasyon sa clinician, or ito lamang is nag-iimbento sila ng sakit is temporarily para maibsan lang yung pain na nararamdaman ng isang tao. At ito yung nakaka-improve para ma-release or yung nararamdaman ng tao imbis mahirapan is dito bumubuo yung stem cells. Ito nakarelate din to sa topic ni Maylene at ni Julie na about sa nanotechnology because of the same uses of technology and magkaiba lang for the medical, dental, for medical products or function. So that's all. Thank you for listening.